The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round, round, round. As they take your kids to that public indoctrination school, designed just like a prison, laid out just like a prison. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Hey, everybody. Well, we got audio, we got video, and you're here. Maybe not live because it says nobody's here. And that's just fine. Got about 20, somewhere between 20 and 30 people, best I can discern, based on YouTube numbers, that are paying attention. And glory be, on YouTube, a new subscriber. It's been a long time since I've been new. Well, I get new subscribers every month, but I lose the same number or nearly the same number of subscribers as gained. And my goal is 0 subscribers. My goal is you own your authority. You know who you are, and none of this shit is necessary anymore. I've said over and over and over, if you just knew who you were, none of these videos would be necessary. None of the paperwork would be necessary. It would just be over and done. Because you would just rise up and own your authority, own your God, man, your image. You would crush the evil rather than be oppressed and fear. So, there's something going on. There's something going on that's really, really big. And how something so big can be going on and you don't know about it, well, hey, it's been something really big going on your whole life. You've been a slave and you didn't know it. Oh, Lord have mercy. We got somebody in the chat here. I want to put my eye aids on. Say hello. Jim from Scotland. Hi, Jim. Wow. Scotland. I don't know much about Scotland, but this is a global event. YouTube started doing a weekly report, and they say let's you go through one page after another, and you get. I think it says let's play a game, and they want to know that, and I get to guess which country my videos are most popular in. Outside of America, right? Outside of Unity hyphen States of the America. And I know that I have a follower in the Netherlands because he's come on and commented, and Netherlands was one of the choices. I'm not even playing their stupid games. 20, 30, 40 views on a video. And I'm going to be wondering, what country is my next most popular? Come on, YouTube. One of these days, the real numbers will come out. All right, so I'm using a talk from full colon. All right, then there's a space. For those of you that want to know how to write your autograph in quantum grammar, in correct parse syntax, full colon, dot, dot, space, your first name, hyphen, not the long one, the short one, no space, your second name, your middle name. In my case, I don't have a middle name. I have a middle initial. It works the same way. After your middle name or your middle initial, no space, full colon. Then space, then your last name. And then period. And I'm not sure about the period, if that's, I don't think that needs to be in every case. Maybe. I don't know. I'm learning this shit. The learning never ends. And in the description of this video, I added full colon Russell -J full colon Gould period website, The Last Flag Standing, and his Telegram channel. So if you haven't been learning about Russ, if you don't know about The Last Flag Standing, oh, you got a lot of catching up to do. What this man has done is incredible. And we got through about, I wrote down, I think I wrote down 5 minutes and 17 seconds. I got it here somewhere. I'll look while you're listening. I stopped and paused that and made commentary. And so it was pretty broken up for you. But it was good because you got the commentary. So the way I'm going to roll with this now is I'm going to start that audio from the beginning. And we're going to let it roll past the 5 minute, 17 second mark before I come back and interject with commentary. So Jim from Scotland, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm guessing that's you who gave me the thumbs up. This is a global event. This is a global cleansing. And when we come out the side, wow, what a world. And beyond, I think, that you're going to be enjoying. So, here's the device. And clickety, clickety, click, thumb this, thumb that, here, there. I'm almost there. I'm there. So, here we go. You're going to listen to, I got a comment from Jim. Let's take a look at that before we roll with this. Oh, Jim says, thank you and great to be here. Well, awesome. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. One day I'm going to visit Scotland. I look forward to that. All right, so here we go. Yeah.
Did you know that the United States of America, as you know it, no longer exists? And I don't mean this theoretically. I mean this as in on January 10th, 2023, while no one was paying attention, Joe Biden signed away our sovereignty as a nation when he met with President of Mexico, Manuel Lopez Obrador, and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in Mexico City to sign the Declaration of North America.
That sound like a very lost soul, someone who is lost in time and space. First of all, the United States government ceased to exist in 1999. They vacated the estate of a president in the year 2000 election. So there has not been a president since 1999 because the bankruptcy ended, which means they didn't need a trustee. So there is no sovereignty to give away. And in 2000, when I claimed as Postmaster General, we filed in on the flag. And before that, in 1999, David and I, August 12th, before the bankruptcy ended, filed on the Title IV flag, sections 1, 2, and 3. In 2000, I got the post office as well as the treasurer of the country. I also claimed up to be treasurer of the country, secretary of the treasury, actually. And the reason why that was is as a commander in chief, a postmaster banker, I had to have the tools necessary to convey commerce to the claimants because the system was over, which means the birth certificate system ended, which means that there are no laws or rules. No one knew how to establish contract. So we established contract through what's called, at the time we called it quantum math communication dialogues methods. Now it's correct communication, parsing, syntax, grammar, performance. So the terminology has changed, but the concepts have not. We don't use past tense suffixes or future tense adverbs. We use position set facts to control our facts. And so we've taken the construct of maritime contract. When I took out what they called at the United Nations, they called it the Vienna Convention, which is how embassies were set up, how diplomats were to function for negotiating treaties on a global basis. This was a foundational position for me to bring in treaties worldwide to set up global peace, as well as the actual authorization sets, that the criteria which are classified under global security. I don't give those codes out, but the phraseology and the word terms there were very articulate, very in depth. But the United States government, and so that's why they're pulling the borders. They act like there's no border there because they know there is not a border. That's why they can change their oaths and do all the things and not take oaths because there's nothing to take an oath to. So that's why we file oaths on our contracts, because we're under contract under oath, and you're participating in your space, in your world, not their world, because they don't have a world. They don't have they're rogue. You might as well be talking to an ant, because that's what it really is. You're not really talking to anything. There's nothing there. There's nothing out. So you got to keep that in mind. It's a simulation that you're in, and there's nothing out there. The simulation follows broke down procedures, somewhat following timelines, but when you get them cornered on the timelines, then they lie and steal and say, we can beat you up. Who cares? We don't care. So they're heartless towards the people. They have the people divided up into this democracy and this Republican thing. This is all nonsense. Each one of us is accountable and sovereign to yourself. Hopefully you find the God man or woman within you, or your consciousness within you, and you manifest that in a way that is beneficial and fruitful for your world, for your space. Are we ready for the next statement?
Find the release on the White House website, wh.gov, which ironically right now has a photo on the front page of these three individuals I just mentioned. I'm sure once this goes out to the masses, they will reconsider being so obvious and bragging about what they've done. They've completed what their plan has always been, the North American Union, a declaration separate and outside of the Constitution. Their intentions have been to further give away American interests to organizations like the World Health Organization. It is what some people call globalism, a single market, a single regulator, a single currency, a one world government.
So in the quantum system, there are going to be many facets of currencies. And as I release this to the public, each person, if they so choose, can put their own currency on the platforms. So back to this lady. Again, she is lost in time and space. Canada ceased to exist in 2017, and the United States ceased to exist in 1999. The contracts that she's talking about are in violation of Title 18, 1001, fictitious grammar and fictitious names. And she has what they call a document contract claim, otherwise 10A captioning violation for fictitious grammar the verb of, which is an adverb followed by an adjective and pronoun. So there are no facts here in what she's saying. So it's hard to move forward, but I definitely.
All right. And this is the problem that we have had our entire lives. Not just us, but our parents and our grandparents. This has gone on for a very, very, very long time. We have been spellbound in Babel, and we have been enslaved by just brutal, heartless British agents that do not have a license to practice law. There is no such thing as a license to practice law. All these bar members are members of a private member association. They are all culpable. They are all guilty human trafficking in violation of Executive Order 13818. So in this talk, you're going to hear Russ talk about how the system they designed to take us out is going to take them out. And in order for you to wrap your heads around this, you gotta comprehend the flag. You gotta comprehend the last flag standing and what Russ and Dave did and all that has been done since then. This is what gave, just like we have two, you hear him talk about a simulation. You hear Elon Musk say, you're living in a simulation. All right, it's a simulated government. The government that we knew wasn't what we thought it was. No, it was tyrannical. It was an enslavement system. And it was all done by trickery and brainwashing and manipulation and indoctrination and fear. So when the people are stupid, dumbed down, and they're fear-based, they're so easy to control. When the people gain some knowledge and they put that knowledge to work, that's when the knowledge has power. You reap what you sow. You stay on your knees with your prophetic finger up your prophetic ass, you can be a fucking slave. Wash your hands, get up off your knees, throw your shoulders back, hold your head up high, and speak the truth. The truth will always win. Now, you heard Russ say that they will lie and beat you up when you corner them because they don't care. This is true. Just look at the prison system in America. The land of the free, the home of the brave, where freedom and liberty are number one, and we have the highest incarceration rate on the planet, thanks to the British agents. And I brought this up just recently. It's worth bringing up again. The British invasion, sex, drugs, and rock and roll What a way to put the American people to sleep. So, what you got going on right now in the United in Unity-States of the America, and I don't know what Canada is. Canada was gone 2017. I have confidence that there is a new constitution for Canada, quantum constitution, one that says something, truth and fact. I believe that this is the situation for the world, for all the countries. This is what's going to come forward. This is what I believe. This is what my research has me in that thought process. Everything is pointing in that direction. So the T-Man, think about the way he loves the flag, the way he puts his arms around that flag, and he just loves that flag. People, that's a calm. That's a calm about the last flag standing. All these people in government, they're acting. They're rogue. And they're responsible for human trafficking. Now, all the study you've done, everything you're going to learn here from Russell, everything you learn from anybody about anything, all the wrong, all the harms, all the BS, everything you want to talk about because it's a problem, you can stop putting energy into that. Put your energy into Executive Order 13818. You got all caps name coming to you in your mailbox. Deal with your postal carrier. Deal with your postal employees. The birth certificate system ended. That all caps name is a fraud. Anything built on that all caps name is constructive fraud. And when it's put through the post, when it's posted, when it's delivered to your box, that is human trafficking in mail fraud. It's constructive fraud, it's mail fraud, it's human trafficking. Executive Order 13818 came from the rogue United States government. Everybody who believes in that jurisdiction, everybody who works in that jurisdiction, everybody who has been all the innocent people compromised in that system. I know a lot of them are just there for a paycheck and they have no idea of what's going on. Yet many who do aren't willing to make the sacrifice. So they keep going in for their paycheck. Well, they're going to have to be held to account for this. Once you know and you do nothing, you're culpable. All you veterans out there, when you learn and you know and you do nothing, that's a real problem, isn't it? Now, this whole thing about oaths and babble, you veterans, you know what was in your heart when you took that oath. So, regardless if it was babble and it meant nothing, regardless if it was an oath to a corporate constitution, you know what's in your heart. You know what your volition is. And if we can't count on our veterans to protect the women and the children and the elderly and provide safety and security when our country is being destroyed day after day, year after year, decade after decade, generation after generation, at what point is enough for you? That's what I want to know. All right. We'll get back to listen to Russell. If I can get my fingers working. I think there we are. All right. So we are at 5 minutes and 55 seconds. Wow. Synchronicities, synchronicities have just been off the chart for me for weeks and weeks and weeks. I'm not sure what that's about, but I'm just rolling with it. 555, and we're going to continue on here.
She's acting like she's concerned about it because she's seen this, so she needs to be cued in for sure.
Including law enforcement and military, understand that they're no longer employed by the United States of America.
So in 1999, when the United States government ceased to exist, all sheriff's departments were placed under FEMA as the continuity of government, later brought in with the fake 9/11 under Homeland Security, and all pay stubs on the microfiche print line for all pay stubs before they went into automatic deposits was paid by the International Monetary Fund. That was the sentence on all sheriffs. The United States, the sheriffs work for their Homeland Security directors of their regions. And I've met with some of the Homeland Security directors. They come to my basketball games and talk to me. So that's pretty fascinating. But they, everything is, the world's finding out that it's just not what they think it is. And the social engineering is so bad. And they got the patriot community. They have everybody infighting so bad because I'm going to be an American national. Well, that's an adjective pronoun. Or I'm going to be a state national. Well, that's an adjective pronoun. And exactly what post office they're going to use, because I'm the one that claimed it. So they're not coming through my construct, and I'm not going to let them through unless they use correct grammar, because I'm only going to function in correct grammar because it's what I found to be. But this lady here, I feel sorry for her because she doesn't have a position. She has a birth certificate. She's in a lot of trouble.
Aha. Birth certificate. That system ended. Yet so many people want a correction in a system that has ended, a system of enslavement that is still enslaving you people because you're so brain dead, you're so dumbed down, you're so toxified that you can't get it. And for those of you who manage to bypass that, to get over that, and you actually get it, you're so fear-based, you live in such confusion, you can't step forward. You got to get past that. This is why I work on the kids. keeping it stupidly simple. What's in your courts? Your circuit court, your district court, your federal court. Is there a Title IV flag? Or is there a maritime flag? A captured American flag with a gold fringe and decorated with a tassel on a pole with a spear. A spear? That means war. They're telling you they're warring with you. Wings up and wings down. One of them's Vatican, one's banking. I don't know which, and I don't really care. It's demonic. Wings out. Presidential. Ball on top. Peace. Know your flags. All right. Keeping it stupidly simple. Those are not courts. They call them courts. It's just like, how can I make an example out of this? Oh, I'm really struggling. It's a story. It's made up. It's a lie. It's trickery. It's spellbound. They are administrative courts. They are not courts of law. They are not courts of record. Another very simple thing. Title IV flag, court of record. Maritime flag, not a court of record. Not a court of law. They operate on assumptions and presumptions. They assume and presume that they are in control of you, and they will get their pound of flesh from you. They will get the money from you. They will keep you enslaved. And it's time to make hanging great again. Public hanging, in my opinion, is very important. Because that is a huge deterrent. A maxim of law. The law is harsh, yet that's the law. You got natural law, law survival. Freedom is dangerous. You tread on mine, you may lose yours. You see how that works? It's dangerous. It's dangerous to fuck with somebody else's freedom. It's dangerous to fuck with somebody else's liberty. It's dangerous to fuck with somebody else's life. And it's really dangerous to fuck with me, motherfuckers, because I'm a dangerous man. Like every man should be. Every man should be a very dangerous man. All right. Where are we here? Let me see. Maybe if I turn it this way. It's funny how that works. Yeah. 7 minutes and 34 seconds. So again, in the description of this video is a lot of links, a lot of information. You can get to my Telegram channel. You can get to Russell's Telegram channel. You can get to Russell's website. You can get to Derek Johnson's website. You can get to my website and more. There's more in there. So I'm gonna hit the play button here. We're gonna let this thing roll. We got about 10 more minutes of this that I can share with you. Then we get into a subject I'm pretty sure YouTube I have a problem with, and yeah, I'm not on any other platform. I've managed to survive through all of this. I'm documenting the fuckery of that I've been dealing with YouTube. My videos just being deleted, being shut down. Comments being deleted. So there'll be accountability for that one day too, YouTube. Because I'm a dangerous man. A very dangerous man.
Right? This is someone who's lost in time and space, and not even in space, because there's no facts to show up in the space. So you have to be cautious on some of these podcasters out here. I've, believe it or not, I've turned off all alternative news podcasts. I've turned off everything. I just shut them all off. Said, yep, that's enough. Don't need to hear more lies. And I just shut it all off. I've done that for the last month now, and I feel like I've slept better. I'm not worried about anything. Everything's just really happy, and really everything's manifesting really positive in my world, in my space, just by doing that one thing, turning off the different things. People send me things, and I'll take a quick glance, but it's not what I'm into. I'm into living and loving life.
But here are some things that you need to consider. One, if you have no country.
All right. I find that to be a very encouraging position. Russ is taking a vacation. Everything in his world is manifesting just fine. Who is he? Commander-in-Chief, Postmaster General, Secretary of the Treasury, Postmaster Banker, and more. And he's living life and loving life. And he's done paying attention to the fucking bullshit fucking media, alternative media. That's very encouraging for me. I hope it is for you. If you can comprehend who he is, how many years he's been doing what he's done back in 1999, right? Him and David captured the flag. We're in 2023. That's a long time. Now, I only woke up a little over 2 years ago. I only got red pilled a little over 2 years ago. And I know what I've done. And it doesn't compare to what Russ has done. I know what I've been through. It does not compare to what Russ has been through. And it's been hard. It's been very difficult. And so for me to hear that everything is manifesting fine in his world and he's taking a vacation from it all, very, very, very encouraging. That tells me that the two worlds, the real world and the simulation, it's like this. We're winning. I see it. I feel it. And when I hear that from Russ, that just brings on that much more confidence for me. All right. So we are at 8 minutes and 30 seconds. This video is already 40 minutes. We'll play one or two more segments. I'll do a little bit more copy, and then I think we'll wrap it up for today.
Have, and how does one assert them?
Okay, that is a great, great, great saying. Yes, you do. She's exactly right. The country ended in 1999, but we rewrote the Constitution in quantum grammar, and there's a quantum grammar Constitution, and we put the article.
Whoa! Rewrote the Constitution, the quantum grammar Constitution. This is not a corporate enslavement. No, no, no. This is reconstitution. Pay attention to Derek Johnson. The documents.info. If I haven't put his Telegram channel link in, I'm going to add that. I'll add that. And I'm going to go, I'll go back to part one and I'll put these links in part one, and they'll all be in part three. And I encourage you to do your research, do your study, so that you know this. You know it here. You know it here. You know it in your gut. You know that can be very powerful for you if you put it to action. Executive Order 13818 applies in every jurisdiction. Every jurisdiction. 13818, seizure, forfeiture, and seizure of all assets of human traffickers. That's all your bar members. That's all your policy officers. That's the staff. The list is much longer than that. You know it, right? And all your Secretary of States, all your petitions, it goes on and on and on. Probably into areas that I have not comprehended yet. All right, let's roll here.
Of that Constitution.
Wait a minute. I'm going to back it up just a little bit. So you can just let all this roll and without the interruption. And it's good to hear it again. It's good to hear it again and again and again until you can, like I say, Russ is not telling you a lot of things. He's not telling you Joe Biden's dead. He's not telling you about the United States military is the militarized industrial complex. He's not telling you there's a good side and a bad side in this. He is. He's telling you you're living a simulation. He's telling you you're sovereign to yourself. He's telling you you have the God power. Find it. But he's not telling you that in those words. You got to be able to read between the lines. You got to be able to connect the dots. That's why I say, Russ, his information is not designed to go viral. It's not designed to be absorbed by the average man. Because and why? How come? Well, some people will say it like this. How come? Why? Because the military needs to do what the military does without a bunch of yahoos interfering and causing chaos in the demolition of this demonic system. So the military is in control of the media. So it may not be YouTube. It just may be that my information is so damn powerful that the military does not want it out there. But the military gave recognition here. All those flyovers when I opened Superior Court of the Kalkaska County. Multiple flyovers and well below the 500-foot minimum. And no, they were not here to intimidate me. They were not here to threaten me. They wouldn't have done that air show. They would have just shown up, hauled my ass off to Gitmo or something like that. No. The military gave definite comms, definite recognition of the work that has been done here. And it made me very happy. And I'm still very happy. So, I'm going to back this up just a few seconds. Here we go.
I've met with some of the Homeland Security directors. They come to my basketball games and talk to me, so that's pretty fascinating. But they, everything is, the world's finding out that it's just not what they think it is, and the social engineering is so bad, and they got the patriot community. They have everybody infighting so bad because I'm going to be an American national. Well, that's an adjective pronoun, or I'm going to be a state national. That's an adjective pronoun. And exactly what post office they're going to use, because I'm the one that claimed it, so they're not coming through my construct, and I'm not going to let them through unless they use correct grammar, because I'm only going to function in correct grammar because it's what I found to be correct. But this lady here, I feel sorry for her because she doesn't have a position. She has a birth certificate. She's in a lot of trouble, right? This is someone who's lost in time and space, and not even in space, because there's no facts to show up in the space. So you have to be cautious on some of these podcasters out here. I've, believe it or not, I've turned off all alternative news podcasts. I've turned off everything. I just shut them all off. Said, yep, that's enough. Don't need to hear more lies. And I just shut it all off. I've done that for the last month now, and I feel like I've slept better. I'm not worried about anything. Everything's just really happy, and really everything's manifesting really positive in my world, in my space, just by doing that one thing, turning off the different things. People send me things, and I'll take a quick glance, but it's not what I'm into. I'm into living and loving life.
But here are some things that you need to consider. One, if you have no country, what rights do you have, and how does one assert them?
Okay, that is a great thing. Yes, you do. She's exactly right. The country ended in 1999, but we rewrote the Constitution in quantum grammar, and there's a quantum grammar Constitution, and we put the articles of that Constitution on our contracts when we file them in our market trade ports, when we file them in on our contracts, and those are the articles that you have. Another thing that she's not doing is she's not setting up the boundaries of her space, which means that anyone that she's in usury with, she's not a postmaster with, right? So you have to put performance contracts in, and you have to start setting the terms for your world, right? Because it's your space, because there's nothing out there. So this woman, wants to assert rights and wants to think that, but the Constitution she's looking at doesn't say anything because it's written in fiction, right? And it was abandoned back.
All right. Russell, bro, where's the Constitution? I can't find it. I know it's there. But you see, war, and there's a tremendous misinformation and disinformation campaign, and Russ is working around the world. not just for America. Australia's got a constitution. Canada's got a constitution. America's got a constitution. I think a lot of countries have the quantum parse syntax mathematically sentence structure correct constitution. And once the simulation has ended, you're not going to have to worry about shipping papers, claim of the life, passports, and all of that nonsense. It's all going to be behind you. Right now, your claim of the life, your shipping papers. Think about Nazi Germany. Show me the papers. Everybody had papers. People had different classifications. You got to know who you are. You got to know you're not a slave unless you agree to be the slave. Do you agree? Are you a willing slave? Or are you going to stand up? You're going to rise up. You're going to learn who you are. You're going to learn how to own your authority. I'm going to crack this thing with the post office. I'm going to keep trying. I get that postage paid registered mail quagmire unquagged. You will have your contract venue to contract as sovereign with your first registered mail piece, because that will give you an identifier number as sovereign, registered and recorded in the post, in contract. So who's going to come to Kalkaska and stand with me the next time I go to the post office? Who's going to come to the next Superior Court hearings? I got another situation that I'm going to use the court for, and I'll be talking about that. I plan to be talking about that very soon. Very soon. I've got some organization to do just from the past work that I've done. I kind of got to get my house in order, get my head straight, and hopefully get one or two of these battles a little bit further along, or even behind me, will be very helpful. So Jim from Scotland, are you related to any of the peacocks? Peacock's a common name over there in Scotland, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you Scottish people are great. I do. I love you. I love all the good people of the world, and I want to love my enemies to death. How about that, huh? I just want to love them to death. So, all right, we got 3 people here, 2 thumbs up. Own your authority, people. Know who you are. Now, Russell said she's not a postmaster. Every one of you should be postmaster. Every one. Jim threw a comment in. I can tell it's Jim. Jim says, not Peacock, no, but I'm a McLeod, though. All right. McLeod. Did I say that correct? McLeod? McLeod? No, no. LEMCLEOD. I'm not sure how to pronounce. Maybe McLeod. McLeod. All right. Jim McLeod from Scotland. I'm glad you tuned in. I hope this is helpful for you and hopeful for everybody around the world. And we will be back with part 3 very soon. I love you, everybody. Own your authority. Take these parasites out. Executive order 13818. Forfeiture and seizure of all assets of human traffickers. Stand on it.